There is a reason why we cannot stop talking about this. It's because every day the Zio scum Israelis will give us a reason to talk more and more about what it is that they do and why we have to go after them. And yes, this is 1000% a Zio hunter type situation, even though it appears that these guys are underage. It would appear, but who the hell knows? Here's what we do know. 7 Jewish men in Israel, literally lynched an Ethiopian immigrant working in a pizza shop. He asked them not to spray confetti in the store, and they dragged him out of there and beat him to death. FYI, this is reported in the Israel press. Colin, if you will, pull up the article from Times of Israel.
So this is a lynching. And so I did a little digging into this, by the way, and we have seen an increase in lynchings in our country as well. And we've talked about it a little bit, not as much as we should have. I did speak of it during our Mission Abolition thing. We've been seeing a rash of lynchings of Black men in public places in this country. But I did a little research, and this whole thing about Zio teens and lynching, this isn't new. I don't know if you did that, if you looked into it at all. This is a common thing, actually. This is something that has gone on for years. And these teenagers will get a slap on the wrist and go about their lives. So yeah, this isn't that rare. That's what I'm pointing out.
Well, the thing that you also have to remember, which I think is also, again, the tie-in between the Zios and the Nazis is so stark, because once D-Day happened in June of 1944, obviously it was only a matter of time before the Third Reich was finished. One of the aspects of the Third Reich that really kept them afloat for the next year, or a little less than a year, but almost a year, at least 10 months, was the Hitler Youth. The people who were indoctrinated from the early 1930s within in their mind that, hey, listen, Hitler's God and you have to believe whatever he says and die for him if necessary. And
is this true? Is Petah Tikva been like, I actually know that town. That would be a real big deal if that got destroyed. But anyhow.
When you take 7 Israeli teenagers, these are Hitler Youth. That's what these guys are. It's been embedded in their brain that they're also the chosen people for a long time. So to suggest that they have witnessed what's gone on for the last 2.5 years, and they now know that they are above the law. Remember that disgusting story that we covered about 3 or 4 months ago about whatever that celebration was, where they're burning the dogs, they're burning the cats. They do believe that they're above the law. They believe that whatever they do will be a slap on the wrist, as Jenna suggested, and maybe that's the case. So let's dig in a little bit. 7 teens arrested in connection with Independence Day murder of pizzeria worker. Suspects said to have acted like veteran criminals in bid to avoid arrest after allegedly ambushing Yemanu Zelka, 21, for asking them to stop spraying party foam in Petah Tikva Pizza Hut. Maybe that's why Iran's going after them now. That guy. 7 teens were arrested on Saturday over the Independence Day killing of 21-year-old pizzeria worker Yemanu Zelka in Petah Tikva after he asked a group of youths to stop spraying party foam in the restaurant. And you have to know that whatever the amount that they're spraying, it was probably an ungodly amount that was like, holy shit, this is nuts. Officers simultaneously raided several homes early Saturday to arrest the suspects and gather further evidence, according to police. The main suspect, age 15, was arrested in an apartment where he was hiding in central Israel after officers broke in and then chased him down after he tried to flee. His suspect's parents also have been detained, on suspicion of trying to tamper with the investigation by apparently trying to hide their son. Well, you can expect that. The minors conducted themselves like veteran criminals since the killing early on Wednesday, having turned off their phones and stayed away from their homes to avoid getting caught, according to police cited by Hebrew media.
I want to say something about the Ethiopian immigrants, which makes me so sad in particular. I don't know if I told you this, but so my mother-in-law is very, active in JCC of America and all different things and Federation, all that. Yeah. And they were actually part of the national Zio group that coordinated the relocation of the Ethiopian Jews from Ethiopia to Zio Hill, and brought them there with this sort of pretense of we're saving them from Ethiopia. We're going to bring them so that they could live free in the only democracy here, and they've been treated subpar second-class citizens ever since. So that's the Ethiopian Jews that are in Zio Hill.
The 7 suspects are reportedly aged 13 to 17, some of whom already are known to police, including one suspect who hails from a crime family. Shocked. Haaretz reported that some of the suspects attend the same school. Their identities and further details of the case were not released in accordance with a partial gag order on the case. Police said they would be brought before a judge later Saturday to have their remand extended. And there he is.
I don't think their names should be kept. I don't agree with that. And I'm going to, it's commit adult crimes. You're going to have adult consequences. And if it's a case where you can be tried as an adult, as this would be, then hiding behind your age, it's just, it's not good.
And you just know that some of them were kicking him in the head. You just know it.
Oh, I know they were beating the shit out of him and spitting on him and all sorts of stuff. I can't even fathom what this poor man endured.
Well, he's a Semite. So naturally they would have to. Scroll down, please.
Yes, this is the kid. This is the kid that they lynched.
Zelka was on shift at a Pizza Hut restaurant in the Kafr Ghanem neighborhood at around 1 a.m. on Wednesday. What the hell are 13 to 17-year-olds doing out at 1 a.m. on?
Let me tell you, this is something you will notice if you grow up around Israeli families. They don't discipline their children. There's a reason they're so entitled, and they grow up so entitled because there's no rules. They can do whatever they want. That's why.
When I first got started in bartending, I was like 19, 20 at the time. I was at Rutgers University, and I was bartending for one of those, party, weekend bartending gig. That was my first bartending gig. I eventually, was in like a restaurant, a bar, things like that. But where I got started was like the catering bartending, and I bartended a handful of those, we'll just say, Jewish events in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Needless to say, these were some of the most undisciplined kids that you could possibly fathom.
I'm sure.
And they get everything they want. And they're
never told no, and there's never consequences. And I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. There are no more entitled human beings on the planet than Israelis, ever. And I have been seeing that my entire life. It's not new.
No. When he approached a group of teenagers who were acting disruptively and using the party spray popular with children and teens on Independence Day. After Zelka politely asked them to stop, the teens waited outside for him to finish his shift, and then attacked him when he left the building, according to Hebrew media reports and a statement by Petah Tikva Mayor Rami Greenberg. Zelka died of his wounds at the central city's Bellison Hospital on Thursday. Media reports said some 10 minors were involved in the incident and that the police had secured. What does that also say about them, that they attack one person with a group of 10?
That's what they're taught. But it's the same mentality when you say to me, notice how it's always the women that go up and get in people's faces while their husbands stand back.
Yeah,
right? Because they're cowards. These are cowards. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Media reports said the 10 minors were involved in the incident and that police had security camera footage of the assault, according to the Can Pub. This just goes to show you why they waited for him to come outside. They're like, well, if we do it inside, they're definitely going to see us. Thankfully, there was a security camera outside that caught it. According to the Can Public broadcaster, one of the minors stabbed Zelka while the others beat and watched the victim. An eyewitness quoted by the Net News site said it was clear that the attackers gave that they were drunk. Oh yeah, let's make excuses. That's so typical. Police said
there is no normal drinking age there, but that's the case for a lot of the world.
I can imagine. Police sources cited by Haaretz said officers arrived on the scene shortly after Zelka was stabbed in what they thought was a brawl. Only about 36 hours later on Thursday did local police realize the severity of the incident.
Bullshit. 36 hours it took you to recognize 10 Zios, 1 Ethiopian Semite. It took you 10 hours or 36 hours to see that wasn't a typical brawl situation. Really? That's like the same thing as it took them 20 something hours to get down to the Gaza border on October 7th. I just don't believe you.
And refer to the investigation to the Regional Serious Crimes Unit. Oh, now it's a serious crime. Yes, very much so. If you could scroll, please.
Oh, it's a serious crime.
Following Zelka's death, neighbors lit candles and placed messages of support outside his workplace. His family said he was a pure, innocent child, and he was remembered as well-liked, humble, and hardworking by the Petah Tikva Yeshiva High School, where he was a student, and the religious youth group, where he was a counselor. Yeah, he's probably a decent guy.
So it's not about Jews, is it? I guess it's not about safety for the Jewish people, because he was Jewish, studied at yeshiva. That's pretty friggin' Jewish. So I'm going to say that it has nothing to do with Jews, and it has everything to do with white supremacy and bigotry. That's what I think.
Now, if you guys know, we have covered Audrey X, who's a very popular white newscaster, or well, just say journalist, but he's in places like Gaza, Tel Aviv, and the West Bank. And because he's such an obvious white man, the Zioscummers don't like him. They don't like that he covers the genocide that's going on. So here's an example of, much like what happened here with Zelka, this is what they were trying to do to Audrey, and it got caught on camera.
Wait, just let me say this. It's not Yiddish people. It's not Yiddish people. My people were Yiddish people. This has nothing to do with the Yiddish people.
The Hebrews.
Yeah, no, the Yiddish people are poor Eastern Euro Jews who are struggling to live, right?
Those are the Bolsheviks. That's those are Bolsheviks.
I'm just saying, don't blame the Yiddish people.
No.
Fucking Nazi fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck off.
Fuck off?
You fuck off.
So disgusting. He spit on me. They're so disgusting.
We just got attacked by a settler who tried to break into the house, threw rocks at us, and tried to spit at us.
Fucking hell.
مالك؟ شو مالك؟ لما تزورك أبنين؟ لما تزورك أبنين؟ لما تزورك أبنين؟ تسمع قدرش خيا مانيك تسيت يا جيبي. لما تزورك أبنين يوم شبات؟ تسيت يا جيبي. شابس. تسيت يا جيبي تسمع قدرش خا. شابس. تسمع قدرش خا تعرف تمانية كشرموطة أوروبية زي. أنت لا هو. إيش يبيه אותך يا ماني؟ أنا بقى.
The settler threw big rocks and tried to break into the house and throw big rocks at me, at the house, at my friends here, without any accountability. They are sponsored by the Israeli government, they are supported by the Israeli media, and protected by many parliamentarians, so they go wild.
How often does this happen?
حيال عد صورته عد صورته ترى عد صورته حيال عد صورته عد صورته ترى عد صورته يا فقدان يا زلمه.
Got a soldier right there, probably an officer. No, he could do whatever he wants. Just remember, this is our tax dollars at work, guys. Very important. Don't
I
forget.
so badly want these people to try that in places where people are armed. It's very easy to do that against unarmed people. Like, it's so weak.
That's all they do. They don't go after anybody that can act.
So
again,
pitiful.
again, and now you're wondering, oh, that's just one guy. He's acting all tough. Well, now you know why, because he got 2 IDF soldiers standing behind him, so that if things actually got out of hand, they would have just killed him. They would have just killed the guy if he.
Well, that's what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to lure him out and kill him.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
There's only 2 ways that fight goes. If he gets into a fight with him and he's losing, well, he's just going to have to take his beating. But if he starts kicking his ass, then the IDF soldier is going to come over and probably shoot him dead and say he was trying to kill him. So
or just cart him off to parts unknown for eternity.
Correct. Exactly.
Fuck out, you terrorist. Fuck.
لما عد صورته حيال. Shoot him as you shoot Palestinians. Shoot him.
Yes,
Shoot
it
him
is
with
in
a
the
gun.
West Bank.
Shoot
Yes.
him in his legs. Shoot him, حيال. As you shoot Palestinian kids, shoot him in the legs.
נזיין אותך. עוד 5 דקות על הבית שלך ישרמוטה, יא זין.
אני מפחד ממך.
אתה יודע שאתה מפחד.
כן, כן.
כן, אם לא היית שם גדרות, יא מזדיין, יא מחוואף. לא היית שם... יא בן שרמוטה.
Oh, yes.
You know, I was attacked many times here. I filed many complaints. I filed complaints against soldiers, against settlers,
Look at them
with videos
trying to-
attacking me, destroying my property, and
sure they're soldiers
without
involved.
any real accountability. You know, he will be released in a few hours.
To be fair to the Israeli army, they did for once tell him to leave, and then he attacked them, and in a truly rare turn of events, he got arrested. And of course, he'll be out in a few hours, and he's likely going to be back, but at least for now, he's under arrest.
They do everything possible to make our life impossible, to force us to leave.
But they're not going to leave. That's the difference.
I just wish, like, honestly, there's so many moments when I think it would be nice if they could get arms and arm the people in the West Bank and let those people go try that when people are armed and see how that turns out for them.